All right, folks, let's talk about the games that didn't get the love they deserved. You know, the ones that dropped, got ignored faster than gym memberships in February, and now sit in your backlog collecting dust like sad digital puppies. But here's the thing, some of these are actually so good they'll make you wonder how the heck they slipped under the radar. So today, we're digging up 15 underrated games that are absolutely worth playing right now. Buckle up, grab your snacks, and prepare to say, oh yeah, I forgot that game existed at least 20 times. Let's go.
Let's start with The Order 1886, aka the game people like to roast for being shorter than your phone battery on YouTube binge mode. But honestly, it's still one of the slickest looking games ever. Half the time I was just staring at the screen like, wow, did I accidentally turn on Netflix in 4K? You get cool weapons, foggy London vibes, and some seriously hairy monsters that look like they skipped leg day but never skipped chest day. People complain it's over too quick, but hey, so is pizza night. Doesn't mean it isn't great while it lasts.
Next, we have Submerged Hidden Depths, a game that's basically an all-you-can-eat buffet for your eyeballs. It's you, a boat, and an ocean full of crumbling skyscrapers that look like nature won the argument and told humanity to take several seats. No enemies, no bullets, just pure zen as you climb stuff and say to yourself, wow, that's actually kind of pretty. It's the kind of game you play when you're too stressed from shooters, or when you want to pretend you're on a National Geographic special, but without David Attenborough judging you.
Then there's Far Cry Primal, the one where Ubisoft said, guns? Nah, let's throw rocks and set stuff on fire with sticks instead. And it actually worked. Nothing feels more satisfying than smacking someone with a giant bone, like you're auditioning for a caveman metal band. And don't even get me started on taming animals. Riding into battle on a saber-toothed tiger while launching fire arrows is peak gaming. It's like they gave us a history lesson but forgot the boring part and just left in the explosions.
Moving on, Immortals Fenyx Rising is the game that basically said, what if Greek mythology but sassier and with more chicken gliding? The whole world looks like someone cranked the saturation slider to max, and the puzzles are basically gym workouts for your brain. But the best part is the humor. Narrators roasting each other while you're just trying to climb a statue in peace. It didn't get nearly the attention it deserved, probably because everyone was busy playing the serious games. But honestly, this is pure serotonin in video game form.
And next, Mad Max, a game that understands one very important thing. Cars with spikes make everything cooler. Forget normal open worlds. This one's a dust storm of chaos, where your main hobby is turning scrap metal into a death machine. Combat feels gritty, the wasteland is gorgeous in a depressing way, and the car chases? Absolute chef's kiss. The only thing missing is the ability to scream, "Witness me!" into your mic every time you blow someone off the road. Still, it's one of those games where even losing feels cinematic.
Next we have Sunset Overdrive, the game that basically said, realism? Never heard of it. Now go grind on power lines with a flaming teddy bear launcher. Everything here is loud, colorful, and fueled by an energy drink overdose.
It's the kind of game that feels like a Saturday morning cartoon got locked in a room with a punk rock band and a box of fireworks. Movement is so good you'll never want to touch the ground again, and the weapons are so ridiculous you'll start wondering why Call of Duty doesn't let you kill enemies with exploding soda cans. Pure chaos, pure fun.
Sliding into Assassin's Creed Syndicate, the game where you get to run around Victorian London like you own the place, grappling hook included. Everyone talks about other Assassin's Creed games, but this one quietly sits in the corner like, bro, I gave you trains, top hats, and gang fights. What else do you want? The setting is ridiculously fun, and let's be honest, nothing beats tossing a rival gang member off Big Ben and then acting like it was all part of history. It might not be the fan favorite, but honestly, this one's criminally slept on. Now let's talk Atlas Fallen, which feels like someone said, what if sand, but make it sexy? You're basically surfing dunes like a pro snowboarder while pulling off flashy, anime-level combat moves. The whole game is like a playground made of sandstorms, and the way you glide around makes you forget about walking forever. People didn't give this game the hype it deserved, maybe because it didn't have a huge name behind it, but trust me, nothing feels cooler than smashing giant monsters to bits while looking like a desert superhero on vacation. Next up is Watch Dogs 2, the sequel that basically said, okay, sorry for the last game, let's actually have fun this time. Instead of being moody in the rain, you're now hacking traffic lights to cause 10-car pileups just because you can. The vibe is way brighter, the city is alive, and every gadget feels like it was invented by a genius who also happens to be a complete troll. Seriously, you haven't lived until you've sent a tiny RC car to mess with armed guards while you sit back and laugh like a maniac.
I found the truck.
Great! And what are you waiting for? Smash and grab, my friend.
And next, Mirror's Edge, aka the game that made parkour in first person actually feel good. You're running, wall jumping, sliding, and leaping across rooftops so fast, it feels like cardio by proxy. The clean, minimalist world design makes everything look like an Apple store, except instead of buying overpriced headphones, you're being chased by security. It's not the longest game in the world, but that rush of nailing a perfect wall run into a jump, honestly, more satisfying than winning a multiplayer match. This one deserved way more hype. And next, we have Prey, the game that teaches you two things. Space stations are terrifying, and never trust a coffee mug. One second you're minding your business, the next that cup on the desk grows legs and jumps at your face like it's auditioning for a horror movie. The freedom this game gives you is wild. You can duct tape turrets in weird places, turn into random objects, and basically roleplay as either a mad scientist or a janitor with trust issues. It didn't get the spotlight it deserved, but honestly, this game is like Alien meets DIY problem solving. A masterpiece in disguise, literally. Next, we have Spec Ops: The Line, which is basically the definition of don't judge a book by its cover.
On the surface, it looks like a generic shooter you'd forget about in 5 minutes, but oh no. This game pulls you into a story so dark, it makes you want to go outside and hug a tree. You're blasting through sandstorms, making choices you instantly regret, and by the end, you're questioning your entire existence as a gamer. It's one of those rare games where the bullets are just background noise. The real weapon here is guilt, and it hits harder than any rocket launcher.
Sliding into The Evil Within 2, which is basically a nightmare roller coaster built by someone who really hates you. The first game was decent, but this sequel, way better. The enemies look like Picasso drawings gone wrong, the world is messed up in all the best ways, and the tension never lets go. 1 minute, you're exploring a creepy, quiet street. The next, you're being chased by a monster that looks like it crawled straight out of your sleep paralysis. It's scary, stylish, and surprisingly deep, like a horror game that actually ate its vegetables and grew stronger. Next up is Astral Chain, a Nintendo Switch exclusive that feels like an anime fever dream turned into pure gameplay. You're basically fighting crime while dragging along a pet robot demon thing that does half the heavy lifting for you, and it's awesome. The combat is fast, flashy, and confusing in the best way, like your thumbs suddenly learned Kung Fu. Then between fights, you're solving mysteries, chasing bad guys, and occasionally cleaning up trash like some futuristic janitor cop. It's stylish, over the top, and has that Platinum Games flair that makes you yell, "What did I just play, and when can I play it again?"
And finally, Days Gone, the game where bikers and zombies collide in a surprisingly emotional soap opera of chaos. People wrote it off too quickly, but once you're patched in, it's actually a blast. You've got giant hordes of freakers chasing you like it's Black Friday at Walmart, a bike that feels like your best friend, and a story that sneaks up on you when you least expect it. And let's be real, outrunning 300 zombies on a motorcycle never gets old. It's rough around the edges, sure, but Under the Leather Jacket beats the heart of a true cult classic.
And there you have it, 20 underrated gems that absolutely deserve a spot in your gaming library. Some of these games got overshadowed, some were misunderstood, but every single one of them is worth playing right now. Which of these have you already played, and which ones are you adding to your backlog? Drop your favorites in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next list.